buddies, I'm Laura Vitale, and today I'm gonna blow your mind by making something that I've gotten so many requests on, and it is a crepe cake. Now this is pretty much crepes that have been layered to look like a cake, and it's very simple, and I haven't done it because I do have a Nutella crepe video up, and this is, by the way, a Nutella crepe cake, but I had so many people ask for it, and I figured I might as well share it with you because it's good, so good, like ridiculously good, and it's so easy yet unbelievably impressive. The ingredients you need for the actual crepes, very basic and simple ones. You're gonna need some all-purpose flour, a pinch of salt, some granulated sugar, whole milk, eggs, and some melted unsalted butter. That's it. You're also gonna need Nutella, of course. Use some heavy cream that's been whipped to stiff peaks, and then I'm just gonna use some raspberries and some fresh mint to decorate it with, because it makes things look good without having to do a lot of work. And if we've met and if we've known each other for a long time, you know that's what I'm all about. Now, I like making my crepe batters, someone's wet, my crepe batters into a blender because you need the batter to kind of get mixed really, really well so there's no lumps whatsoever. But because we have quite a bit of, quite a good amount of ingredients, if I were to add everything in here at once, it would, just like everything together, it would mix so well. So I'm going to do it half. I'm going to do half of the dry ingredients, half of the milk, half of the eggs, and half of the butter. So I just think that that works. Oh, look at me. I haven't even gotten started and I'm making a mess. So I'm going to add half of my dry ingredients, like that, about half. Half of my milk, just again, so that I get everything mixed really, really well. A couple of eggs. Watch these all go in there at the same time. Come on. There you go. And then half of the butter. And I am just going to mix this up for a good minute or until my batter is really smooth, and then I'm going to pour it into this jug and do the remaining half. Okay. My batter is complete. I've already started cooking some crepes. I've got a 9-inch skillet here. It's really important that you take your skillet and you sort of start tilting the pan as soon as you put in your batter, because you need to get a 9-inch round. Now it's important that your pan is not too big, it's not too small, it needs to be about 9 inches, and I know that the bottom of my skillet is 9 inches, so that's what I'm using as my guide. I'm not going to let this come off the side because otherwise it's just not going to be the right size, and it won't be the right thickness either. This is what you're looking for. I have a few here. I'm going to do the rest of these, and they take like 30 seconds or so per side. You'll know when the first side is ready to flip when the top is pretty much dry, like that. And then I just flip it. And then once every 3 or 4, I just spritz my pan a little bit with some nonstick spray or some butter spray or whatever you have on hand. Something flavorless. You don't want to use olive oil or anything. And then that should be pretty much done. The second side goes a lot quicker. Get that off. And then just do it again. You have to work quickly, because otherwise your crepes sort of stick to the pan and then they get all wonky, and you need them to be round. So I'm gonna carry on. Look at me. I'm like a French crepe maker. I just need a fancy. Give me a fancy French name. What should my fancy French name be? I don't know one. Give me one. I'm just gonna carry on. I've got all my crepes here. Now I took like the prettiest one and set it aside because that's going to be the top one, and it's important that you let them cool completely. And you also want to have some heavy whipped cream, some heavy cream that you whip to stiff peaks. I have that there, and some Nutella. Fun fact, I get these little jars at like an Italian markets, and they're literally drinking cups, and this was my childhood china. This is what my mother This is the drinking cups we used. So now I'm going to start collecting these like she did. But anyway, these are the 3 things you need, and now you need to start to assemble. Take the first few because they're always a little bit wonky. Now what I do is I just take a little bit of Nutella, just a little bit, and make like a dot like so. This is what kind of sticks the first crepe to your serving platter, like so. And now you just take a little bit. You don't want to do too much because you have a lot of layers to do. So just take a little bit of Nutella. You need a little bit more of that though. I mean, come on, who are we feeding here? And you make a thin layer. I don't like going absolutely, see that centerpiece, how much it helps? Otherwise it would just kind of be sliding all over the place. I don't like covering it from like in every single little piece because I like it to look a little more, I guess, rustic around the edges, like a little ruffly, if that makes sense. So you do a little layer of Nutella like that. Then, you do a little thin layer of heavy cream. That's probably too much because again, when you push another one on top of it, it's going to spill a little bit. That's why you don't want to go from edge to edge. Do it like that. Put another one on top, and now you are going to continue the same process until you get to like the level you're happy with. You could do all of them, you can do half, it's up to you really. I'm going to continue to do this and assemble, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all together. Now, once you assemble your cake, now what I did is I just popped it into the fridge for 15 minutes because I want the heavy cream and the Nutella just to kind of set, so that way it makes it easier to cut. And now you can decorate this however you like. I mean, get fancy with it if you want. We both know that I am just not a fancy person, so this is what I'm going to do. I take a little bit of the heavy cream, I pop a little bit of that on top. I like things that are just not perfect. That's my kind of like with anything, you know, even with fashion, for example. I like ripped jeans and pumps. I don't know, it's just things that just don't look like they go together, but just somehow they make something look really beautiful. A little bit of that on top, right? So then this is what I do. What I have here is a little my little sifter with some cocoa powder and some powdered sugar. I've got a mixture of both. I put a little layer of that, like so, sugar and cocoa powder. I don't need a whole lot. Then I've got some fresh raspberries. Tumble these on top, let them fall where they may, because that to me is what makes something beautiful. It just looks effortless and it looks chic and it looks beautiful, and that is what I personally like to go for. If your raspberries look less than perfect, well then stuff them in the heavy cream. I don't know what to tell you. Make it work, boo. That's what I say. Then I just need a little pop of something. So what I have here is some fresh mint. Not gonna put a whole lot. I'm just gonna put a few sprigs just to give me a little bit of color. My mint could have looked prettier, but I just washed it and let it dry, so it looks a little bit unperfect, but that's just the way I roll. And then, just because I feel like it, another little sift of sugar and cocoa. And as much as I don't want to, and I say that grinning because you know I really don't care, I'm going to disrupt this whole thing and give myself a little slice. It's easier if you use like a paring knife to cut this. That way you can kind of wiggle your knife in and you won't like smash the whole cake. You're not like the Hulk. You don't want to smash things up. Well, maybe you do. I don't want to smash this up because it's lovely. And I do actually have people coming over for dinner and present them with this beauty. And then when they see there's a slice missing, they're going to be like, what? How dare you? I'm going to be like, have we met? By the way, can we just? Can we just? I know. I know. I would be shocked, except I already knew it was going to look like that. Now look at this. Look at that. Look at it in there. Look at the layers of delicious goodness. Hello, lover. I'm just going to destroy it. Let's face it. Because I don't care that much. I just want a big old bite. I really am a mess when I eat. Yep. You'll be feeling me when you make this. It's like a Nutella crepe, but better. So much better. Because it looks cool. And you know what else too? You know what else too that's really good? The texture. Normally a Nutella crepe is kind of it's flatter. It doesn't have this many layers. But when you have a bite of so many layers in one, it's such a mouthful of, man, I'm gonna tear this up. Okay, I clearly want to be alone. There's a moment going on. I just feel the need to inhale this off camera so I don't make a fool of myself. And I know that you need to hop on over to laurainthekitchen.com, get the recipe, make it. I expect to see a picture on social media for evidence to know that you've made it and that you've enjoyed it. Let me know what kind of awesome cakes you want to see next, because I love your suggestions. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.